Welcome to Basketball Heads Live. I'm your host, Glenn Poole Harding, and tonight we have a very special guest. This basketball head grew up on the Lower East Side of Manhattan, watching and learning from his father teaching the fundamentals of the game, which he fell in love with at the age of 8 years old. As he got older, he started to branch out on his own. In high school, he traveled from the Lower East Side to Jersey City to play for St. Anthony St. Mary's High School. While there, he was named first team All-County and second team All-New Jersey. After graduating, he attended Westchester Community College, where he led his team to the championship as a freshman and in assists. He would end up earning second team All-Region and became second in three-pointers made. After making a name for himself at Westchester Community, he took his talents to the University of Rhode Island, where he continued to show his ball handling and playmaking abilities. After graduating Rhode Island, he had a stint overseas in Mexico City, Israel, Finland, and Brazil. With his wealth of basketball knowledge, he began to train some of the top ballers in the tri-state area, like Ron Artest, Kimball Walker, J.R. Smith, and Isaiah Whitehead, just to name a few. He also runs the L.E.S. basketball tournament, sponsored by Puma. Without further ado, help me welcome to the show, Brian B.G. Gardenhire. Let's do it.
Y'all ready?
Y'all ready?
Yeah. You have just stepped into the world of chaos, where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard, 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 or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard, go hard, go hard, go hard, go hard, go hard, go hard. East Coast, go hard. West Coast, go hard. Midwest, go hard. Dirty. Hurry up, everybody, get online, buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.
Family, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm chilling, man. What's going on with you, man?
Everything good, man. First and foremost, I just want to say it's a pleasure, man. I don't take it for granted. Being called on to just share some information and some knowledge and my experience in playing this game that I fell in love with. So I appreciate you, man, and I want to just tell you, I want to give you your flowers, man. What you're doing here on Instagram Live, it's beautiful, man. Giving guys a platform to kind of showcase what they do, their stories, and just shed light on a lot of things, because we have so many people in the basketball world that kind of get forgotten. You know what I mean? So I really took a liking and a love into your show, because there's so many stories, man, that you touched on that people really kind of just forgot about. You know what I'm saying? And I always tell people, man, there's always tiers, right? You got tier 1, you got tier 2, you got tier 3. Just because you may not be on that tier 1 don't mean that you ain't important. You know what I'm saying? So salute, man.
That's right, man. Listen, man, we represent. I try to get all the guys from all tiers. I don't want to leave anyone out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because everybody got their own story and everybody walk their own path. Right?
100.
And let you know, my guy will be here. All right, my guy Jamel Powell, definitely. My guy always backs me up.
Can you see me clear? Am I blurry, or you can see me clear?
Oh no, you clear. You good. You good. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, B, my teammate. Just gave you a shout out. Yeah, man. Mike Larry nominated you. It's a few ways you can get in the show, right? Right? If I got a personal relationship with you,
right.
And then someone got to nominate you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I rarely reach out to people and be like, yo, you want to be on my show? There's somebody that maybe I can't get in contact with, right? But for the most part, I want it to be a brotherhood to where, and a sisterhood, because we got women on here as well, but for the most part,
Nice.
I want people to kind of nominate that next person.
Right.
Right? And this is how we show love to each other.
For sure.
And you definitely was one, man. I know about your tournament. I know about some of the things you were doing, brother. Trust me, I had my eyes on you before Mike Lowry kind of introduced, nominated you, but glad to have you here.
For sure, man. I appreciate that.
Listen, you kind of messed up the first question I asked everyone because this shit is right in your bio, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Who introduced you to the game, my brother?
Nice. Say that. I didn't hear what you said. Say that again.
Who introduced you to the game?
Oh man, so I mean, I want to say my father. You know what I mean? He definitely introduced me to the game of basketball. He played it. I heard stories about him. He didn't go as far as he wanted to because he obviously had my sister. But he introduced me to the game. He kind of put the ball in my hands, and just going with him from park to park. I mean, back when he was playing, it was pickup. You know what I mean? Like pickup was everything. Like, you know what I mean? You would find some pickup games that were better than some regular tournament games. You know what I mean? So just seeing him being around Cal Lamb, Mousy McFadder, those type of guys, it kind of just made me be like, I want to play basketball. You know what I'm saying? And my dad was just a fierce competitor, man. You know what I mean? And he was very highly respected because he was also a pastor. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, he kind of got two little head nods on the court because, he was a pastor. So he was highly respected. And then he was a dog on the basketball court. So it was like, it wasn't because he was a pastor, he was getting buckets. You know what I mean? He was getting buckets.
That's right.
He had game. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I got introduced to the game. But like I said, being around guys like Mousy McFadder, Cal Lamb, Jason Williams from the original Jason Williams. You know what I'm saying? Not the Jason Williams on ESPN, but those guys really kind of made me fall in love with the game. And getting thrown in the fire early, you know what I mean? Kind of taught me how to hoop.
Wow, that's crazy. Answer two questions in one, because the next question I was going to ask you, did your father play? Because I read in your bio that your father was out there teaching you the fundamentals of the game. And again, I like to salute all dads, big brothers, family members who introduce us to the game because it kind of take us to the next level of success where we need to go.
Right.
Basketball kind of helps you out as a person. Helped me out a lot.
Sure. Sure.
So at that time, was Mousy McFadden the best player in the neighborhood?
Yo, Mousy was, to me, in my eyes, was the best player in New York City. I mean, he was a little older, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like left-handed, I never seen somebody just come down and just score at will. Like that was one of the first dudes. Cause I mean, like me, I always, New York City, we the land of point guards. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
But like to see him just come down and just put people on his hip and just be able to score at will, it was crazy. But I mean, Kyle Lamb was second to none. Like Cal, one step from
he was a beast.
Firing. You know what I mean? Like Cal was just an uncontrollable scorer. You know what I'm saying? Like if I could put it in words, like you would just have to hope he was missing. Like you wasn't gonna stop Cal. You know what I'm saying? So those were the guys I looked up to. Obviously, Jason Williams was the one who made it to the NBA, and he would come back and play, in the summertime. So he was a beast. Like, there was nobody that could guard Jason. You know what I mean? Just 6'10" with bounce, strong as an ox. You know what I'm saying? But just like, to me, Mousy McFadden and Cal Lamb were like the best. Those are like the coldest dudes I ever seen. You know what I'm saying? And then there was a dude named Magic. I don't know if you guys really know Magic, but we called him Magic. But his name was Sydney. But Magic was tough.
What high school did he go to?
I don't remember what high school Magic went to, but he went to the College of the Desert. But Magic was a West Forth legend. He played with Smush in the backcourt in West Forth.
Nice. Got you.
Bounce, all that. Like that was one of my mentors, kind of who I looked up to. But yeah, definitely Cal Lamb was the coldest dude, man, in the L.E.S.
Yeah, Hollywood 488 said Cal Lamb is one of the coldest dudes. So definitely must respect. And look, Jason Williams, I played with him. We played together on Madison Square Broncos.
Oh, yeah,
and Mousy McFadden.
Was that
Yeah,
Doc?
Doc Maselli.
I
Yeah,
played for Doc.
yeah,
I played for Doc. Yep.
yeah. That was my guy. Malloy Naismith was on that team as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my guy Bernard Mitchell was on here. Was on that team.
Ooh.
And Mousy came before us. Mousy was on the older team that came before us, but he played
Okay.
for Doc as well. Yeah,
Yep.
for sure. Legend, man. Cleveland State. Woo.
Yeah. Yep.
So who would you compare your game coming up to? Like, who did you watch and you say, you know what? I'm gonna take some of his game, or I'm gonna take a piece of his. Who did you like coming up?
I mean, it was crazy because I mean, like I say, I tell people, man, I played in the golden era. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I feel like the era before mine's and the one before that was the best basketball players. You know what I'm saying? But guys who were a little bit older than me that I looked up to was like Mookie. You know what I mean? Like Mookie that played at St. Francis. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
Mookie was somebody who I kind of really like based my game on. Jerry McCullough. You know what I'm saying? Like dudes like that. You had guys like yeah, tough. I mean, you had guys like Speedy. You know what I mean? Like Speedy was so nice to me. Like those are guys who mentored me, who took me under the wing. And
Speedy Williams.
Speedy Williams.
Got you. Played with him as well, and against him. Yes.
I mean, D-Law, Master Rob. You know those guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Those are dudes that were like killers. Like you know what I mean? Like it was guys that was nice, and then you had those guys. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I tell people, like, you know, for me, I'm cool with being a tier 2 guy, tier 3 guy, because those dudes was just so nice. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you can't be angry even when you debating about those dudes. You know what I'm saying? So those are like the guys who kind of I knew when I was good, who kind of was like, yo, BG, like you ready? You know what I'm saying? Like when they give you that head nod, you know, you kind of know. You know what I'm saying? You doing something with the game, because they don't they make you earn it. They don't make you. It's not like today where you have one good game and you the best thing. You're the best thing to slice bread. You know what I'm saying? So
they want to know, can you do it again? And can you do it again? And can you do it again?
And can you do it in Brooklyn? And can you do it in the Bronx?
Right. And can you do it in Queens?
And can you do it in Queens?
Can you go uptown and do it? Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's when you was the dog. You feel what I mean? So like that's the era I grew up in. So like those point guards was just, I mean, like I said again, just super nice to me, man. You know what I mean? And I was kind of just in awe of playing with them, and I just kind of just based my game on them, you know, and those guys.
Facts. So another beef I have with you. What's wrong with the schools in New York, man?
I mean,
you were traveling, you was getting up 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, going out to Jersey City. Nothing wrong with it, but you're a New York City boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, how did you get to go out there?
So, I mean, you know, what happened was, and I mean, I tell the story. I mean, I never liked, you know, I mean, you had me laughing, but I never liked really talking about myself. You know what I mean? But you had I appreciate that, E. Weaver, man. If E. Weaver say you held your own, I mean, you did something. But
that's right.
But I mean, I went to LaSalle first, LaSalle Academy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I went there my freshman year, and I only went there because of Shamgar. You know what I mean? Shamgar is another one who was a legend to me, like a role model, somebody who I wanted to be like. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of ideal because to this day, I still idolize him. I still follow in his steps on doing certain things. But I went there because, like, being an L.E.S., like, LaSalle wasn't, you know, you heard about LaSalle because of Shamgar, but you didn't know LaSalle had dogs. Like, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know it was like a Baby Rice. I didn't know, you know.
Hold on, fam. Let me start that. Did you know that Rice and Lincoln are tied for 4th for putting the most players in the NBA from New York City?
Of course, I know that for
right,
sure.
Rice is not on that list, but
no, I'm not meaning as far as on that level. I mean,
no, I get you.
I mean,
but it definitely have a rich history.
No, but I appreciate you correcting that, because people will take that differently. But no, I'm meaning as far as everybody that goes to those schools plays basketball. So like people in your gym class is nice. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm gonna do a show just called Gym Class Warriors. Let me tell you, because I know a lot of guys who were nice in gym class
It was nice.
who didn't make the
They come
team.
past their classes. Yeah, they just come past.
Facts.
They just come past their classes. That's why they ain't play.
Yeah.
They ain't play because they couldn't make the team. They played because they probably was hanging out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So again, just reiterating on, I said, like, I didn't know there were so many players. Salute to my man Muggsy, who don't get a lot of love. Von Damian Green. Muggsy played at LaSalle, was a legend, played for Manhattan University. Like, I don't know if you remember Muggsy, but Muggsy was tough. But
maybe that's somebody you need to nominate for sure.
Definitely. But yeah, so again, I went there. Salute to D Lamb, another L.E.S. legend. But Deron Lamb, Kentucky Wildcats. But
oh, for sure, definitely.
Lower East Side. You know, we producing them, man. You know what I mean? But you know, again, I went there not knowing that a lot of people went there for basketball. So when I went there, I'm thinking I'm gonna play varsity as a freshman. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking, like, I'm going there. I'm just knowing, like, I'm gonna play vars. Like, it's no question. And I get there, and they like, okay, you in the wrong tryout. And I'm like, wrong tryout? This is varsity tryout, right? They like, nah, you got to try out for freshmen first. So I'm like, what? Like, freshman? Like, nah. You know what I'm saying? And I go to the freshman tryout, and it's killers in there. It's killers in there. Salute to Riley Epperson, Lenny Cook. I mean, it's dogs in there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I start scratching my head now. Like, I know I'm nice. You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm nice, and I know I can play, but this ain't gonna be a walk in the park. You know what I mean? And just long story short, I went there, wound up playing freshman. I mean, we was probably the top freshman team in the city that year. But I wanted to believe him because I knew it was gonna be that was my first time being introduced to politics, and knowing that it was gonna be a lot for me to achieve my goals if I stood at the South. And I had an aunt that actually went to that lived in Jersey, and I always heard about St. Anthony's. Bob Hurley, always heard about it. So I told my dad, I said, you know what? I think I want to go to St. Anthony's, man. I want to try it out and see what it's about. And that's how I wound up going to St. Anthony's.
Let me tell you, not only, you know, because some kids usually fold when the politics hit, right? And you could have easily went to a lower level school, could say, you know what? I'm going to go to this A school or this B school, put up 40 and be the man. My man, you left LaSalle.
And
they probably had some dogs there.
And went to
a bunch of pit bulls.
right.
Not knocking New York. Look, New York City, I love my city. But at that time, come on, we can't knock what was going on in St. Anthony's.
Right. Now, you couldn't put a measure on it. You know what I mean? And it's funny you say that because I was like, a lot of people say that. And I was like, for me, and I tell these kids, and we'll get into the training stuff. But now, for real, D-Lam, I did go there, D-Lam. But it's crazy because kids don't do their homework. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I was always a student in the game. So I always kind of knew about schools. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I knew it was going to be tough going to St. Anthony's, but I just felt like a different environment, a different look would be better for me. You know what I'm saying? It would take me out of my comfort zone because being in L.E.S. and D-Lam will tell you, like, everybody is okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, now we have a lot of nice dudes, but it's easy to be the man in your hood. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to be the best player in your little radius of your mile or wherever you from. You know what I'm saying? But I knew going there, it would challenge me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wound up going there. And again, same situation. Tony Tate, Elijah Ingram. I mean, it was dogs. I played.
You was going to a ring of pit bulls, fam. Trust me, I know.
A ring of pit bulls. So went there, you know, played JV my first year and got called up after the second week. I mean, I was averaging 35 on JV. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was that mad. You know what I mean?
Yo, hold on, fam. Yo, hold on. Back up. Let's make some noise for that, fam. I don't care where you at in this world. I don't care what level you play in. I played the game. If you average 35 on any level, 35 is 35.
Right.
Now, I can understand, you know, you're doing it against really, really whack competition.
No, Patterson Catholic, we doing it against.
I already know. You don't got to tell me, fam. I went to Fairleigh Dickinson. I know. You averaging 35 there, beast mode. Strictly beast mode.
Because I was
Definitely.
mad. Because I was mad. I was mad. Again, I was mad thinking I'm gonna go there, play varsity, and we're gonna be on a train. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be on that express train. You know,
Fact.
but again, I was mad because Bob, you know, again, Bob Hurley, they have a culture there and they make you earn it. You know what I'm saying? And Bob told me, yo, you're not playing varsity right away. But you know what? He was at every game. Every JV game I had, he was there, courtside. You know what I mean? Because just like, you know, in Catholic school in New York, your JV plays before your varsity. You know what I'm saying? And he was at every game, and I made sure, bro. I mean, some of my St. Anthony's dudes going to check in, but I made sure I was going to punish. I told them I was going to punish everybody who's in front of me until they called me up for varsity. And I got called up by, like, mid-season. You know what I mean?
That's that G League call up early. Come on. You don't have to wait till the end of the year. All right, we're going to give you a 10-day, see how it work out, and we're going to do it.
Right.
No doubt. That's real ill right there.
Facts.
What was the commute like? And let's put this in perspective for you young kids out there that's complaining about getting up in the morning. If you really want something, you'll go out and get it, no matter how young you are. So explain, BG.
No, I mean it wasn't as bad as you think, because you have to remember I lived in the L.E.S, so World Trade Center is right there. You know what I mean? But again, like you said, it's the sacrifice of getting up early and making sure you're on time, because see, at St. Anthony's we had morning practice. You know what I mean? So like, you know, normally you have practice after school. No, you had two. You in St. Anthony's you had 2 days. So you had practice at 7 in the morning, and you had practice after school. So it was tough, man. You had to get up at 5:30 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Get on the PAV train, and then from the PAV train you had to walk to the school. You know what I mean? And then you had, like you said, you had a bunch of pit bulls that was chewing at you before you got in the gym, because you from New York.
The lava just coming on down the mouth.
Yeah. You from New York. They feel like, you know, this New York dude ain't coming in here going to just do whatever he want to do. So it was a lot of obstacles, you know, that had to be, you know, made. But I thank God for it, man. It kind of made me the person I am today.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, because I went to Lincoln, so I had a crazy commute too, coming from Crown Heights, going all the way to Coney Island. Yeah. Right. So that was commute itself. But when you talk about the Lower East Side and being right downtown, it kind of makes sense.
It makes sense. Yep.
Right. Okay. How did you do when you finally moved up?
Man, I mean, I did well. Again, like I said, I won't lie to you, it was tough. Because, you know, again, being 15-year-old, 16-year-old kid, you know what I'm saying? When you're so used to, you know, having everything be in your favor, to kind of have, you know, odds and have other guys that you looking in the face and they just as good as you, it was tough. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I played a little bit here and there. I won't sit here and tell you no lie. I played a little bit here and there as a varsity. Didn't play as many minutes as I wanted to, but when I played, I did well. But that summer, you know, I had a conversation with Bob Hurley, and I tell kids, and this is a jewel. I told Bob, I said, you know, I'm going to tell you to your face, I'm not going to come back to your school. I said, you know, I understand the lineage and the heritage, you know, the history that you guys have in this program, but I'm chasing something that I don't think could be obtained at this school. And he looked at me and he said, BG, like he used to compare me and Bob, and this is on my mom's grave. He used to compare me to Kevin Johnson. He used to call me Baby KJ. You know what I'm saying? But he said, Brian, I totally understand, and you know, you have to do what's best for you. And then that summer I wound up leaving there and going to St. Mary's, which was up the block from St. Anthony's.
Oh, okay. And it was cool that he kind of let you go without, you know, being salty and bitter, right? And kind of putting, you know, so could have put some stuff in your name and kind of prevented you from going there.
Right.
Good, cool. So what was it, night and day being at St. Mary's, St. Anthony's?
Night and day. I mean, the culture was totally different. You know, you go from a team that you know wins a state championship almost every year, and sends out probably 5 to 7 Division I kids a year to go into a team that probably won 4 games. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, even the practices is like it's a joke. You know what I mean? You used to the 2-day practices. From now, you have practice. You have practices one day, and it's a joke. Kids ain't trying to make time. Kids ain't trying to hit shots. So it was a culture shock. But again, fighting through adversity, I told the coach, Tom Laticalo, who's my guy. I told him I'm gonna come there and change the school's culture. I said I'm gonna come here and we're gonna win. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make sure we win. I'm gonna do everything it takes to win. And my first year, we didn't win the way we were supposed to, but we turned the season around and won a couple of games and beat a couple of teams. But I took the county by storm. I averaged 22 and 8 points. 22 points and 8 assists my junior year. You know what I'm saying? And we made the state playoffs, which they haven't made the state playoffs in 10 years. So
that's accomplishment within itself, man.
That's accomplishment within itself. We played Patterson Catholic, lost to them. But that was a big accomplishment for me because it showed me that I took steps. You know what I mean? I took some steps. And then my senior year, it was just showtime. You know what I mean? We went from being a decent team to being a 4th seed in the Hudson County. You know what I'm saying? And then my average went up again. You know what I mean? I went from average of 22 to average of 24. You know what I mean? And averaging 9 assists. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like and Hudson County play. So it was a blessing. It was a blessing, brother. And I never take those things for granted. Those are like the prime times of my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. And not only you got better, you made others better.
Right.
See, that's when you can tell you're a ball player, right? Because anybody go out there and get buckets. Right. I can tell you countless of stories of dudes who I know got plenty of buckets and then make anybody else better.
Nah, right. Salute to Eddie Lau on the check-in too, man. That's one of my mentors, Eddie Lau, man. He played a big role in my success in my life. And while he's on here, I just want to tell him I thank him for everything he's done for me.
Yeah, salute to all mentors out there that's helping guys, grow up and stay in the right direction. I've been a mentor for the past 15 years, man, and it's just an awesome feeling to help somebody else.
Sure.
For sure. So salute to you, my guy. Yeah. All right. So now we're going to the next chapter of your life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Westchester community, you didn't lose a step, fam. Because I know right now, after those 2 seasons, swag is up at 1,000.
Sure.
Okay. I don't care where they would have put you in the country. I think the way your confidence was at the time, you could have competed with anyone. Because I tell people, the confidence of a ball player is like our superpowers.
That's true.
You lose it, you done as a ball player.
That's your mojo. That's a fact.
That's right. How was Westchester community?
So I mean, that wasn't in my bio, but before I went to Westchester, I went to Notre Dame Prep.
Okay.
I went to Notre Dame Prep out in Fitchburg, Boston. And that's where I went before Westchester, but I wound up not getting my SAT scores, so that's what made me land to go to Westchester. And man, yeah, it was great, man. I played for a legendary coach, Winston Nicholas. Rest in peace to him. Yeah, man, was a great dude. Played against Larry Bird. He's a hell of a basketball player. You know what I mean? And an even better coach. But yeah, man, I wound up going there. Salute to Coach Ty and Coach Leon Payne, who recruited me to go there. Ty Mushat, who's a great coach. But yeah, I was there, man, and we had a great team. Salute to Jay High. I don't know if you know Jay High, Jason McLeish, Jay High, a New York City legend. Played for TNP. I don't know if you remember TNP, but Jay High was a beast as well. But yeah, man, it was beautiful, man. Going there, playing in the system. College was totally different than high school. In high school, I was kind of a scoring guard first, and then it's facilitated. But in college, you have to run the system. You have to play D. You have to pick up 94 feet. So all of those things changed. You know what I mean? But it was good, man. Played there. My first year we played against Allegheny, where Steve Francis went, and I mean
Yeah, tough.
they had beasts, man. They had probably 8 Division I players on their team. You know what I
Woo.
mean? So it was a beautiful thing going there playing. I was second in 3-point maze there. So it was good, man. It was a great experience, man, just playing college basketball. And I tell people, man, JUCO is not easy. Like, I think a lot of people kind of throw JUCO under the rug, man. I mean, and when you can see somebody that goes from JUCO to the NBA, there's been so many of them. You got to put some respect on JUCO name. You know what I mean? And we traveled too. Like, we didn't just play in New York. We went to tournaments in Southern Idaho. We went to tournaments in Tampa, Florida. We went to tournaments in Kentucky. So we played everybody.
I think the guy who's on Miami right now, I can't remember his name, who's played Division III ball. I watched his documentary last year and his progress and what it took for him to get to that level.
Right.
Let me tell you youngsters something. On every level, you have killers.
Yes.
It's like in every neighborhood. There's a killer in every neighborhood.
Right. You're right. You're right,
So,
bro.
we got to look at ball the same way, right? Because on each level, you have a killer. You don't know. And we got to stop, saying D1, D2, D3. Man, if you get a chance to play ball, they'll find you. And I think in my era and probably the years prior coming up, we were just so focused on D1.
I mean, me being, not to cut you off, but
no, it's real.
Me being a trainer now, and I coached at ASA College, you know what I mean, for 4 years. Me coaching now, I try to emphasize that on kids, that everybody's success is going to be different. You know what I mean? Yep. Just because you may not hit the target your first time around, that don't mean that's the end of your story. You know what I'm saying? And everybody has a certain route. You know what I mean? We can go, I tell people this, and I use this analogy all the time. We all want to go to the same place, but we might not all take the same route to that destination. You know what I mean? Yep. And I think everybody has to kind of just understand that your journey, man, and your road ain't going to be as glamorous maybe as the next person. So never amount your success on how somebody else got there. You know what I mean? Because your road may be totally different.
So true, man. So true. I had D-Mac on the other day, a couple of weeks ago. D-Mac dropped out of high school, 9th grade.
D-Mac was tough.
he got cut numerous of times and could have gave up and became a 3-time NBL world champion.
Jesus. Right?
And is a legend in Australia and New York. Okay? So it don't make a difference. Terrence Rencher, my guy, who I had on, Mr. Basketball, top leading scorer, played at Texas, and then he get to the NBA, and he like, yo, Pooh, I had a rough time starting over. Because, we hit those points where we the man, and they go, yo, fam, you got to get to the back of the line.
Right.
And it's kind of hard for guys to adjust. So these young kids need to know on every level, no matter if it's JUCO, D1, D2, D3, no matter where you at, you got to bring your A game and all be ready to play.
100%. And I mean, that's the key, man. You gotta be able to perform, when the lights is on, and don't take your situations for granted. It's a lot of kids right now. There's one kid from the L.E.S, and salute to all the kids in the L.E.S right now that's playing college ball. But there's one kid that's in the L.E.S that was a state champion. I played at Lincoln, my brother Josiah Lewis. And I tell him all the time, he's at an NAIA school. But I tell him, bro, don't think that because you at an NAIA school that you ain't doing damage. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And you can go from an NAIA school to making $1 million if you do what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's about just taking your opportunities and making the best of it. You know what I mean?
Facts. Your guy, Vintage Visual said, not calling you BG no more, Mr. I'm like that.
That's my man, one of the best videographers and photographers in the business, man.
No doubt, no doubt. So who else is recruiting you besides Rhode Island?
I mean, in JUCO, I had in high school, I had a lot of schools. But like I said again, I didn't have no grades. But I had St. Peter's. I had a bunch of the MAC schools. I had Siena. I had a bunch of I had Fairfield. I had a couple of schools like those. And then as the JUCO came, I got some more schools. I had some A10 schools. I had a lot of schools. Again, still in the MAC and in those conferences like that. So it was a bunch of schools like that were recruiting me. But like again, and I always try to tell this to kids, when you don't have grades, a lot of those things fall between the line. You know what I'm saying? And they'll fall out of your lap because college coaches know the truth about you because they're gonna get your
Yep.
transcript. So once they see your transcript, they're gonna know if you're gonna make it or not. And a lot of those things hurt me, being a student athlete because I wasn't just someone who, not saying I didn't take the school serious, but I just wasn't a school person. You know, I would do a lot of, I would struggle in testing and all those things. And there's a lot of kids that are like that are like me, but I tell them just try to work your behind off to make sure you accomplish those things because not having those accolades will hurt you. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? And those are some of the things that hurt me because I had to take the back door route. You know what I mean? I didn't come in through the front door. I had to take the back door route when it came to college. You know what I mean? Because I didn't have everything that was needed to be a student athlete. I just can't emphasize that enough.
Yeah. Listen, bro, I had to go to prep school. I had to leave Lincoln because I didn't do the things that I needed to do, and missed out on winning back-to-back city championships
Hmm.
and probably being, top player in the city at that time. But everything happens for a reason,
For a
and this
reason,
is the
brother.
reason why we're
Yes.
here, so
Yes.
we can give these stories and these lessons to the next generation, so they can have a better opportunity for success. For
Sure.
sure. Yeah. So, how was life in Rhode Island for you? You
It was
spent
good.
2 years there?
No, I spent the year there. I didn't finish my second year there. I spent the year there. And it was cool. You know what I mean? Again, another adjustment. Playing in that conference, playing with a coach that was a dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, which was I was used to from Bob, but you know, again, being around great teammates. Zach Marbury, being around Tavarius Bell, being around those guys, it made the game easier because you had wings that could finish. You know what I mean? And as a
Mm,
point guard, when you have that, the game is super easy. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
it was good, man. The transition was well. I did solid. Like I tell people, I don't, you know, glorify everything, and I could have done better, but it was solid numbers, solid career. We won, and we did well, and it was a great experience. But those times was tough for me because I lost my grandfather, and that was somebody who, believed in me so much, and losing him, I kind of lost faith in the game, and then I didn't really want to play anymore when he passed away, and I really hit a dark road during that time, and which made me, drop out of school.
Trust me, fam. I understand what you're saying. I lost my mom's 4 months after I graduated, and my family didn't want to tell me because they felt that I would have left school as well. Because we only have the people who believe in us, and my mom believed in me a lot. And I think I played after '92. I probably played like 3 more years after that, and I just stopped playing completely after that. Because you lose your drive and you lose the love
Yeah.
for the game. And look, if you don't have that burning desire and that confidence, can we put that confidence to the side? Because we deal with other emotions,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the ball player, you put that confidence to the side, you might as well just pack it up. That's
Nah, for,
it.
for sure, man, for sure. I mean, and
That's right.
that's why I just try to be, I try to be as a coach, and I tell people it's bigger than basketball, man. That's my
Yeah.
slogan, and I try to always, man, the people who I come across, man, just try to be somebody they can lean on because, like you said, when you don't have that, it's tough, man, because those are the things that, and sometimes those are the reasons why you do what you do, you know, because of that love that you're getting from people. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was tough, man. But I know again, you know, God don't put no more than you can handle and you can bear. So, you know, I just know that was something that I had to go through. So you know it was great being there. It was great, you know. It was great being there at that school.
What made you pick the ball back up after putting it down and going overseas for a couple of years?
Just my dad, you know, talking to my dad, and you know him telling me that he still sees more for me in basketball, and that was just something I always wanted to accomplish. You know, being a pro, you know, being able to say, you know, I got paid to play basketball. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you know, I mean, everybody's goal is the NBA, but you know, at some point in time, the reality hits you, and you know, everybody ain't gonna make the NBA. You know, there's only a few jobs in the NBA every year, and I knew that wasn't gonna happen for me. So being able to see the world and play basketball and learn different cultures and different things was just something that is unexplainable.
What did playing overseas in other countries, what did it teach you?
Independence. You know, taught you independence. It taught you how to fend for yourself. But most importantly, teach you just what matters. You know what I mean? And I think anybody right now will be lying to you if they're professional players, and they'll tell you when they cross that water that family that they learn how much family means to them. You know what I'm saying? Because you're spending months and months at a time not seeing your family, not seeing your loved ones, and not just having a sense of reality. You know, people don't know. A lot of people over there don't speak the language. So you know, just being able, and I mean that was a time then where there was no FaceTime, there was no chats and all that stuff.
Yeah, man.
So you had to make sure you had people that was really in your corner that was making sure you was all right. You know what I mean? Because there's so much that's going on in all over the world.
Yeah, I got my guy James Hunt,
That's
trained
my
over on
man.
the West Coast.
That's my man, bro. L.E.S.
That's right. Yo, I'm gonna give you. Yo, let me tell you something. I didn't forget you, James. It's just that your pitch is so huge, fam, that I'm still looking for, a tube to fit it in. But I'm gonna get it to you soon, before the holiday, before Christmas. You'll have it. The trainer for California, James Hunt.
That's my man. That's another great guy, man. And
Yeah.
another person that's doing. Okay.
No. He is, because I reached out to him because of a video he put out. It was like a minute video of him talking about being in the neighborhood and getting a pass from some of the hood guys.
Yes.
Tell me about some of your experiences. I know you probably had your dad, and they was like, yo, we don't want to do Pops, but tell me about some of your experience you had growing up on the Lower East Side. You have any run-ins to dudes who get you passes who were street dudes?
I mean, was funny, and I mean that'll be a whole story in itself. You know what I mean? But in L.E.S, right, it's crazy because it's a small community, but I guess just like everywhere else, certain hoods don't mess with certain hoods. You know what I'm saying? So we got passes as basketball players because when you have to play in different tournaments, you have to go to different hoods. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you didn't kind of deal with, and I think that's the narrative that has to change now. And not saying everybody should be excluded, but when you was a ball player, you know, dudes just ain't mess with you, man. Or dudes just make sure, like, yo, BG, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Something about to go down. Yo, make sure you get out of here. Or, yo, make sure BG is good. And, I mean, for me, I had family all over the Lower East Side. So I got a lot of passes when it came to all of those kind of beefs and different things like that. And I thank God every day for it, because it was a lot of dudes, man, going to different hoods and leaving out of there lumped up. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, yo, you can play ball here, but after the game, we're gonna smoke your boots. You know what I mean? So it was definitely challenging. It was a lot of different experiences, man, playing basketball and dealing with, gang violence, dealing with, guys being jealous. Cause again, as ball players, I tell guys all the time, dudes ain't gonna always like you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You gonna be hated on. People gonna want things that you have, and you gotta just deal with that. But don't be don't be arrogant. Don't have a sense of being cocky.
Entitlement.
Don't be entitled. Be humble when you're walking around, because that can be a lot of motive for guys to want to put hands on you. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody don't have the glamorous life. You know what I'm saying? Of a basketball player. Getting free gear,
free sneakers, free
right,
hoodies.
right, brother.
We
right.
get free everything. I tell kids, be humble and be cool to people. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
If something's going to happen, it's going to happen. But if you can do your part by being humble, especially when you other places, not talking crazy, you don't have to join a gang to get passes in other neighborhoods.
Right.
All you got to do is be a ball player, be humble, and be respectful.
And that's it.
9 times out of 10, you'll get a pass.
For sure.
If you try to play both sides, that's when it usually happens.
Exactly. If you try, and I tell people, man, you got to be either you're gonna be a basketball player or you're gonna be a gangster. You know what I mean? You got to pick one. You can't be both. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can have friends that do both, but if you really trying to play ball and trying to go somewhere, you can't be caught up in both lives. You know what I mean?
No. So, BG, I talk to a lot of ball players, coaches, especially people that play ball really hard, high school, college, about that transition.
Okay.
Right? A lot of athletes either have a easy time or smooth time during that transition from being a ball player to being a professional in the real world. How was your transition?
You know what? It wasn't bad. And I'll give a quick story. I didn't even know I was going to be doing what I'm doing. I think it was just a calling and a blessing from God that I was able to be able to tap in into coaching. But I tell people, and I put this in my post and my caption the other day, you can't build leaders. You know what I'm saying? A leader is going to be a leader from jump. You know what I mean? And I think I always had leadership. I always had leadership ability in me, and so the transition from being a coach and a trainer wasn't that difficult, because it was just natural for me to go around somebody and uplift them and give them confidence and break down who they are and what they do. It wasn't that difficult for me, so that transition wasn't as hard for me as most, because I naturally did it. Being a point guard, you always got to talk, you got to communicate, you got to make sure when somebody mess up, it's your fault. Being a point guard,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was always easy for me to kind of make that transition into coaching, because I tell people, man, when you're a coach, you got to have love in your heart, because it's not about you. No matter how high you get, how low you get, it's never about you. And if it's about you, then you ain't good at what you do. You know what I'm saying? It got to always be about everybody else. And that's the hardest thing about being a coach.
That's dope, man. What was your first job after you stopped playing?
My first job after I started playing was crazy. I was just playing pickup basketball, right, with some guys from the neighborhood at the local, it was a local community center / UJA building, United Jewish Association. And I was playing basketball there with some guys from the neighborhood. And I'll tell you the story. We was playing and it got kind of crazy. Dudes was about to get into it. About, how it goes in the basketball court. Somebody fast, somebody too hard. And I just calmed everything down. Yo, dudes, we not doing that. Look where we at. We in a Jewish building. We got to show some respect. You know what I'm saying? And the supervisor came in there and she said, yo, before you leave, I want to talk to you. And I said, all right, no problem. I'm not thinking none of it, thinking she was probably just going to thank me for, what I did. She said, you need a job? And I said, you know what? I do need a job.
Doing the right thing at the right time.
Right thing at the right time, right place at the right time. I said, I do need a job. She said, I really like how you handle those young men. And I don't even know what type of experience you have, if you have a degree, if you don't, if you have any experience working with kids. But I need you to be not a worker, but I need you to be one of the supervisors for our department. and God opened up the door, and being there was a blessing because that's when I got introduced to non-for-profit work, and being able to start an organization and start your own non-for-profit. And I learned the ins and outs of having a program, having a non-for-profit, how to get grants, how to get funding, how to register your stuff for taxes, all of those different things for working there for 10 years and giving them 10 years of service. You know what I mean?
Wow. That's awesome, man.
And it was also a part of the Boys and Girls Club. So I learned a lot of great programs from the Boys and Girls Club working for them. And we became one of the model programs. So a model program is what all the programs use to start their programs. So we became a model program there, servicing 350 youth every year throughout the whole year.
Make some noise for that right there, fam. Wow.
Yep.
Woo! That's big right there, fam.
Yeah, it was a blessing, man.
That's dope. That's dope. Not too many times where we can say we walk into a situation and your leadership abilities, you being a point guard, always being someone who guys had to look to for answers,
right,
directions, and where to go. You was able to calm that situation down, and it led to an even bigger position later on. So
right.
Salute. That's dope.
Blessings, bro.
Yes. So tell me about all the relationships that you has built as a result of basketball, man.
I mean,
I don't need to go through every last one, but you know, some of the greater ones that you have formed because of basketball.
Oh, that's tough.
I see Deron Landers up here supporting you, your guys. The whole L.E.S. is up here supporting you.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many, man, and I don't want to get into naming people because then you leave people out. But it's been, and I tell people this, man. I mean, I get into the L.E.S. stuff a little bit, but relationships is everything. You know what I mean? And I think you have to go into every situation understanding that you don't know how much the next person can mean for you. You know what I mean? And as long as you're respectful, as long as you know you're honorable and you keep your word to people, a lot of times people are gonna always come back and be good to you. You know what I'm saying? So for me, every time I played basketball, I always, man, just made it my responsibility to talk to people after the game and just get to know them outside of basketball, because I wanted to know. You know what I'm saying? I want to know. You know, when you want to become friends with somebody, you got to show yourself friendly. You got to be friendly to people. You know what I mean? And I always wanted to just make sure that, you know, every person I ran into, you know, I kind of just wanted to know about them. You know, and I wanted to make sure that I made it my duty to know who they were, where they from, and what they did, and how I could be a help to them. And I mean, to this day, I'm still blessed, you know, by guys just always coming back to say, yo, BG, man, you need something? How can I help you with the tournament? How can I help you with the training? How can I help you with this and that? And it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing, bro. And it just goes beyond words to just come across so many beautiful people in New York City, man. I mean, a new relationship that I kind of just got was with Book Richardson, man, who's been a blessing to me, man, and his story and just how he's mentoring me. I can't put into words. You know what I mean? He just elevated me, brother. Like I can't just put into words of how he elevated me and how he every day he tells me I'm the best in the world, and he don't know what that means to me, coming from somebody of his caliber, coaching at the highest level of Arizona, sending multiple guys to the NBA. That just means so much to me. You know what I'm saying?
Let me just say this, man. I never met Coach Book before. Just know him from afar. What he is doing right now for New York City is guaranteed to put New York City back in that top stratosphere. What he's doing, what he's able to give of himself for others, right? And I think right now he's just in a giving mode, right? And helping develop young men, mentoring guys like yourself. I want to salute Coach Book for all the things that he will do in the future, because he's going to bounce back and be one of the guys that everyone is going to be going to. I guarantee you. I want to say this right now.
That's a
Coach
fact.
Book is going to make a bounce back, and he's going to make a return that people are going to have to take notice of.
Yep.
And I think once he gets in position, everyone that he has helped make sure that we're there to hold him up.
Hold him up. Yes.
And
Thank
support
you.
him.
Say it again. Say that again.
Right? That's just what it is. We got to do that for our New York City brotherhood because nobody else is going to do that throughout the country.
For real.
And he's came back and he went back to his roots.
Mm.
And that's what you're supposed to do. And as a man, I want to say salute to you, Coach Book, and all your endeavors. Definitely. For
Big
sure.
shout out to my brother KP on the check-in too. My brother KP, man, he does some wonderful things on the girls' side of basketball. He built up Rose Classic with Anton. He's doing some great things, man. KP is a great dude. I'm gonna be nominating about a lot of dudes, man. So my nomination.
Listen, bro, we are here, right? And listen, I never say you have to nominate one. Once you're on the show, you're the one who got the power.
That's a fact.
So what made you get into training?
I mean, I always, the basketball, in me, being a point guard. I used to always, like, even after practice, just work with guys. You know what I'm saying? Because, I handled the ball really well. I mean, that's probably one of the things people will always talk about me. I handled the ball really well, and I could shoot the ball really well. So a lot of guys would always just want to just kind of mirror me after workouts and do stuff. So when I started working not-for-profit at Educational Alliance, I used to start running little workouts. You know what I mean? And I didn't think nothing of it. I didn't think I was gonna take it serious and train guys for real. But I would hold workouts and do like my little routine that I would do, when I practice. And from there, I just started seeing guys getting better. You know what I mean? I just started seeing guys that couldn't dribble with their left hand, being able to make moves with their left hand, finish with their left hand. All the little baby stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that made me say, word. That made me say, like, you know what? I think I found something. And from there, I just started working with guys on their game. And from there, man, I was just a student of the game. I always tell people my first workout with person is not to work you out, but to see what you could do and what you can't do. So I'm not going to put you through a workout and you don't need that. You know what I'm saying? So this workout is going to be, it's kind of going to be like when you go to the doctor and you get a checkup. You know what I'm saying? We're going to check on everything. We're going to make sure your eyes is good. We're going to make sure everything is good. And that's kind of how I train guys. I want to see what they can do first. And then we'll go back to the drawing board and we're going to make sure everything is good from there. You know what I mean? So it was a blessing again, training and being able to help guys get better. But for me, I tell people my biggest attribute, man, alongside with the skill set and just being able to break down your game is just building confidence. Like you talked about earlier, like me, people tell you I'm the best hype man. You know what I mean? Like I'm like,
you have to be. That got to be part of your job as a trainer, fam.
Yeah, man. I'm like Don King, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm like the Don King of training. Like, you're going to leave the workout thinking you the best player in the planet. And as you should, you know what I'm saying? And,
yeah.
And I take pride in that. I laugh about it with Isaiah and a bunch of guys I work with, but I take pride in making sure you feel that nobody can compare to your game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, James Hunt said the same thing as yourself as far as working on the guys' weaknesses instead of building on their strengths. It's like, okay, we can do that. And if that's all we're working on, you're not going to get better.
Not going to get better.
No. So what do you see as a problem in the trainers business as of late? Because my guy, Coach John Arnold sent me a video of this dude who had kids jumping over chairs to do a Euro.
Oh my God.
And they was jumping over chairs, benches, and all kind of things. All kind of traveling. And it's just like the dude wasn't even dribbling. They was just jumping over. So let's talk about some of the craziest things you've seen on the internet.
Oh man, I mean, it's crazy you say that because I said this 3 years ago, and I said everybody can't train. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just because you have access to a gym, you know what I mean? Just because you might have played JV basketball, or you know, you know what I mean? You might have went to, you know what I'm saying? You might have went to the park and won a 21 game. That don't mean you a trainer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's getting crazy. It's getting beyond crazy, and I'm scared that some of these guys are gonna hurt some of these kids, because when you train like that and you don't know what you're doing, it's very easy for a kid to get hurt, you know. And you know, everybody can't do that. Everybody can't teach. Everybody can't coach, and everybody can't train. If
Right,
Isaiah,
right.
you know what I'm saying? Like we love Isaiah Thomas, but Isaiah Thomas was a horrible coach. You know what I mean? A
Yeah.
great player.
Magic Johnson was a horrible coach.
Magic Johnson was a great player, but a horrible coach.
Yes.
So if those guys at the highest level can't make that adjustment, what makes you think you can just train somebody? And getting back to what you said is, I think that the hardest part with it is guys want to do three things. They want to train guys to play how they play. That's one. That's the worst kind of trainer. When you see guys training guys and they playing like how they play. Everybody's not going to play how you play. You know what I'm saying? You laughing.
No, yo, let me tell you. I just like hearing you say this shit. I know this, and I see this every day.
I know you know it. I know you know it.
I just be crying at these dudes and say, you know what, that shit is not gonna work. So
everybody,
but it's good to see a professional like yourself say these same things that I'm already thinking.
Yeah, everybody not gonna take 3 step backs for a shot. You know what I'm saying? That's not gonna work. So that's, again, number one, everybody not gonna train how you played. So you can't train somebody how you played. That's the worst. And I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of good trainers who are really good, but their work is a reflection of who they were. And I tell them, you can be better by just making sure you're training the kid to be the best version of themselves, not the best version that you would have been. So that's the number one bad part about training. The second part about training is guys are teaching too much skill set, and the skill set is not translating to the game. So for me, even myself, what I had to learn was I dialed back from teaching a lot of skill work, because as New York City, we have a lot of skilled kids, but they don't know how to play
at all.
So you can be super skilled, but then you get in the game and you look average because you don't know how to translate the skill into the action of the game. So I started teaching kids actions. I started teaching kids dribble handoff, teaching kids how to play pick and roll, teaching kids how to play off the ball. Because now, once you get in the game, you're equipped to do multiple things if you're put in a certain situation. So if you're a kid that just only play with the ball, then you're gonna be in trouble when they put you up the ball. If you're a big man that can't dribble the ball, when a team is pressing you and they take all the guards away and now they throw you the basketball and you tripping over your feet, the coach gonna take you out the game. So we have to get back to teaching kids how to play the fundamental ways of basketball and teaching them the action part. Because when you teach them the action part, the game becomes easy, because now it's about read and react. Because basketball, no matter how much skill you have to be able to read and react. You know what I mean? So that's number two. And then number three, what would just be the last thing, is the parents have to kind of dial back from being so involved. You know what I'm saying? Because now I have parents that have come to my training session and they want to video everything. And I'm like, you're my man. You want to video everything so you can put a video up on social media.
A small clip, yes.
Yeah. So your kid could get some likes and some views, and your kid is a bum.
BG, let's keep it real. Do you get a lot of kids who practice well but can't translate it to the game?
Can't translate it to the game. It's right now, I'm not gonna lie to you, big brother. It's about 75% of those kids in New York City. You know what I mean? And it hurts to see it, because you in your mind, you like, well, why you can't do it in the game? And what happens and what happens is they don't come cut from where we was cut from. See, we was cut from, we played basketball in the park all day. We go from one park to the next park and play pickup every day. So we knew how to play the game. You know what I'm saying? And then we played 21. So we knew how to play against double teams. And then we played Utah. And we knew how to play against triple teams. And we knew how to make free throws because you had to play 21, you had to make a free throw, and you had to make a top of the key 3. So see, this is old school cool stuff that these kids don't understand. You know what I mean? So they want to work out. And I tell their parents, yo, your kid can work out 7 days a week. But if they're not playing against live bodies, they're not going to never get good.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the problem, man. The parents are so involved and they're so bamboozled. They're so bamboozled by social media, and they want their kids to be these social media, you know, stars, that it's tough, man. It's tough, and it's causing a chain reaction of bad basketball across the world. Not just New York, but across the world. And we as New York, man, I tell people we're not down. We're not down. It's a lot of good basketball players in New York City. But overall, the play of New York City has decreased because the game don't look good. Like you love basketball and you cover it. You go to these games and you covering your eyes, man. You like, yo, this is bad basketball. What happened to the 3 passes for a shot? What happened to the ball getting swung from one side of the court to the other side of the court, back to that side of the court for a 3? It's no good basketball. It's come down, 1 pass shot, come down, 90 dribble shot, come down, doing a Euro step for an air ball. It's just bad basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Everyone is doing a step. Now everybody's doing a step back. James Harden. I go to the games and they're like, everyone is doing the same moves. I'm like, yo, fam, how do you differentiate yourself from somebody else?
Right. So those are the three things, brother, that I think is killing the game. You know, and like Eric just said, E. Weaver just said, it's too many empty parks. You know what I mean? This summer,
that's what I said. Yeah.
This summer was the worst thing with COVID, and the best thing that could have happened, because even though there was no basketball tournaments, the park should have been packed. People should have been playing pickup all day long. You know, salute to my brother A Game Podcast on the check-in. My brother Ron, man, does a great job. Man, salute to you.
No doubt, my guy A Game, always support. It's my guy for sure. All right. What can you say to some of our high school kids who think because they have trainers, they guarantee the basketball scholarship?
I use this analogy because me and you, you know, we like the analogies. A basketball trainer is like having a security guard. You know what I mean? You could have a security guard, but that don't mean you're gonna be protected. You know what I mean?
Right.
So having a trainer is great. You know, it's a great investment. It's a great if you have the right trainer. It's a great thing to be able to it's a great thing to be able to you know, be able to have somebody to help you get better. But that's not going to guarantee you getting a scholarship at all, unless your trainer has great relationships. So not tapping myself on the back, but I can call Division I coaches. I have those relationships. And I tell parents that that's what separates me from a lot of other people. I'm actually respected from college coaches. College coaches actually call me and ask me about different things. So you have to have somebody that has experience and somebody that has connections. If you have somebody that have connections, now they make a phone call and say, yo, I got this kid, man, you know, he's under the radar. You need to check him out. And then that can happen. But no trainers, I don't care if it's Chris Brickley, big salute to Chris Brickley, one of the top trainers in New York City and in the country. But even he can't call somebody and get you a scholarship. It's not going to happen.
Real talk. All right, let's talk about L.E.S. Express basketball tournament. From its humble beginnings to now. And, you know, getting that big Puma deal, man. What's going on with that? Listen, Puma's one of my favorite sneakers of all time, so salute to Puma. So let's talk about the L.E. Express basketball tournament. When did you start it?
Oh, man, this year coming up will be 10 years, man. So we started in 2010 going into 2011. And it's crazy, man, how like you said, humble beginnings, how it's grown, man. I mean, I wanted to do something. I mean, I started L.E.S. because I felt like being in the Lower East Side, we weren't exposed to too much high level basketball outside of West Fourth, and West Fourth was really in East Village.
In the village, yeah, yeah.
So that to me is not really considered the Lower East Side. And
Right.
I love Kenny Graham. I love West Fourth. That's a tournament that made me who I was, who gave me a platform. But I wanted to create a tournament that had the same feel as Rucker Park. You know what I mean? Because I played in Rucker Park with Corey Homicide Williams and Bone Collector and those guys. You know what I mean? So I wanted to be able to give my people and from my community that atmosphere. And I knew because I played basketball on the circuit that I knew I could get guys to come down and play where I'm from if the atmosphere is right. So again, it goes back to what you said, having the network and resources to be able to do it. Because if you don't have that, then it doesn't happen. It doesn't become what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So again, I started out doing high school, which was crazy, because I was working with high school kids. So I started out doing high school, and then our second year we wound up doing unlimited. You know what I'm saying? And our second year, we had something that to me is probably one of the best top moments. One of the top 3 moments we had at L.E.S. was sorry about that, but having our tournament at the Nike Rivington court, which was the first the second hardwood court that Nike had did outside of Rucker Park, and our tournament was featured there. So in our second year, we jumped from having a 16 tournament to having a 10-team tournament to having a 2-division tournament, having a high school and an unlimited division, to having a dual sponsorship, having Above the Rim and Nike as sponsors. So, So I mean, I tell people, man, and I don't say it bragging because everybody knows that's not me, but it was something, man, that it was emotional for me to be able to accomplish those things, in my second year being a commissioner and being a young commissioner, being 28 years old. You know what I'm saying? Still playing in the circuit, still running around, giving guys 30. So it was a beautiful feeling.
That's dope, man. And you guys will be moving into your 10th year, skipping this year. Next year will be your 10th year.
10th year, man. Yeah.
For sure. Well, we definitely gonna be there to support that, man. I want to be there for that anniversary.
Definitely gonna have VIP for y'all, man. And you gotta send me your sneaker sizes and the brother in the back sneaker size and t-shirt size, and try to get y'all taken care of, man. Got you.
And I don't know what he's drawing on you, but I know it's gonna be hot, fam. Just lately, he just been doing his thing. He's just been killing shit, and he don't like me to turn around until. Oh look, he finished now because he's taking a picture. That's why I can tell when he's finished. When he take a picture of it, it's a wrap. All right, and he played ball too, right? So this whole thing.
Don't get it twisted.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He played for Jackson High School. That's right.
That's what's up, man.
All right. Here we go. Top 5 high school basketball players right now.
Ooh. In New York City or in the country?
In New York City, baby. This is a New York City podcast basketball show.
All right. I'm gonna go Khalil. Well, Khalil Brantley. He just left New York City, but
that's my guy.
I'm gonna go Khalil Brantley. I would have to put the kid Jordan Riley up there.
Jordan Riley, Brentwood, yes.
Tough, man. I mean, I'm biased, but I love Sean Fulcher, man. Sean Fulcher.
Let me tell you something. I put up Sean Fulcher the other day. I've been watching that kid all week long. Just been watching different videos. And that's what look, a lot of these guys are younger than me, so I got to go to the videotape to see what kind of game they have before I put some of these guys up, right? Some of the guys, you know their names, you know what they've been doing for over the years, but a lot of the young guys, I need to watch them play.
Right.
And this kid is the real deal. He had me and my boys up here like, oh.
It's crazy, right? He was playing in, I was coaching in Rucker Park. Salute to DP. That's my guy. That's my brother, man. Me and DP used to go at it. But I was coaching in Rucker Park, and this kid was a sophomore in high school, and he was tearing up unlimited. Like it was, I mean, he tore my team up. He probably had 25 on my team. And I mean, I had studs. I had studs, Gary Irvin, you know,
And he
Cairo.
was playing as a sophomore against the.
Yo,
Let me tell you, man. I know this kid got game, and what I know about him because the legendary Coach Screen was telling me about him when he was in 8th grade. So Coach Screen was telling me about him a long time ago. So I knew about him, but I just never saw him play.
Right.
I got to see him play and put up a post and said, I didn't hear this much stir in Zavarian since my guy Paco went there.
Oh.
So, you know, dudes went at my hand was like, yo, LeVance Field, blah, 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 LeVance Fields. I was like, you're right, fam. I know.
Lily tough. Lily was tough.
Hey, bro, you see what? You see what I put up today?
I seen that. We got to get him up here. We got to get Lily up here.
That's right. I had to put some respect in his name. That's right.
Nah,
definitely.
But I would say, we said Jordan Riley, Sean Fulcher, Khalil Brantley. It's a kid at Christ the King, man. They call him, I forgot what they call him, but this kid is tough. Kawan McPherson.
Who?
Kawan McPherson, his name is?
Kawan McPherson. I'm going to check him out.
Tough, man. Tough.
And go ahead.
And then the last kid, I mean, a beast. You know, we can't not say top 5 without saying him. Adrian Griffin, I step in that. I mean, that's a man child. You know. That's
yes.
If we disrespecting him, I'm not putting him in there. You know. So.
Oh no, for sure. I definitely showed him some love too. Yeah. All right. Top 5 tournaments, New York City.
Oh man. I mean, respectfully, you know, we got to put L.E.S. there. You know,
Facts.
You know,
Facts.
Put L.E.S. there. Dyckman Park, legendary. Legendary Dyckman.
Yes.
Gotta put respect on Gert's name. Gert's Park. Gotta put respect on my co partners podcast, Hoops in the Sun, Joe Cruz.
Yes. Facts. Hoops in the Sun, for sure.
That's 4. And I mean, I gotta say, you know, and people will say they down, but that's my guy. He does a great job, and he does both of them. My boy Mousy, man, with Rucker Park still, and Tri-State. Tri-State is legendary. So those would be my 5.
Okay. All right. Top 5 players in New York City history.
Oh my God. Come on, you can't do this to me, man.
This is what happens when you come on Basketball Heads. I gotta see if you're a basketball head, fam. Let's go. I know you are.
I love it. Jesus, there's so many, man. I mean my 5 in history. Jesus. You gotta put Felipe Lopez.
Felipe Lopez just posted another day. Salute. Facts.
I'm biased. I gotta go with Shamgar Wells.
Shamgar, definitely.
I'm biased. I gotta go with oh man. All right, so we got Felipe, we got
Shamgar.
I gotta throw Kareem Reed in there, man.
Kareem Reed, beast, another one needing the show. Listen, I just want to say that you can move on. And there's no disrespect to Kareem Reed. Yo, no one can stop this dude. And I've never really saw him use his right hand.
Nobody.
It was like Nate Tiny Archibald on the court. Fearless. Fearless. But go ahead.
Gotta go Stephon.
Stephon, my God.
Gotta go Stephon Marbury. And I'm gonna give Queen some love, and you gotta go Lamar Odom.
Let me tell you.
Rhode Island alumni.
Yes. Lamar Odom is one of the reasons why I started this show. Real talk. And I don't want to pressure the brother. I know we'll get him on here one day.
Of course.
I know a lot of people that know him. My guy Silk with the Rhode Island, Carlton Owens, and Mergent Cena, another one of my guys.
I remember him.
Yeah. So I'm watching Nori. Big fan of Nori Drink Champs. And they had Lamar Odom on the show.
Tough.
It wasn't a good look because the show's called Drink Champs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? And it's not to knock Nori. Even though in the beginning I was kind of mad at him, but I understand it's part of the show. But the reason why I wanted to start the show to give a platform for our basketball guys, because they didn't talk about what made him Lamar Odom, and that was being one of the top players in the country.
Right.
And a New York City legend.
Facts.
Right? So I saw that, and I said, yo, G, New York City needs a place. All of his ball players need a place where they can come and conjugate and tell a story.
I love that.
And not look bad. Because we had some guys up here that who I interviewed, if they was on other places, they would have asked all the crazy questions.
Right.
Me,
Right.
I don't give a f about those questions. I only want to talk about the ball.
Yeah.
And I tell people say, yo, G, I didn't do that much in ball, but you did enough to where people are talking about you.
Right. That's real, G.
Yo, when I said you was coming on the show, fam, a lot of people sent me up going, yo, solid guy, one of the best trainers, oh, he can ball. There was so many things that people were saying about you. It was like, so when you hit me up, it was like, yo, you put so much information. I'm like, yo, big people want to see this. You got people who know you, like Ricky Rivers, who didn't know your background.
Right.
So this is all love, fam.
All
you know
love.
what I'm saying? This is all love. And you never know. A kid may be looking at your interview one day, become the next trainer, become the next CEO, become the next coach.
That's real,
because you saw your interview.
That's real, G.
All right, last two questions. I'm gonna let you get out of here. What's your thoughts on reclassing back?
Oh man, I mean, at first I didn't like reclassing because I thought it was being abused. But I still think that it's a situation where if you don't need it, don't do it. But with everything that's going on with this pandemic and the COVID, I think right now it's an important stage where a lot of our kids should reclass. Because they're not getting any reps in, they're not getting no experience in, and it's really gonna hurt their recruitment. So I mean, for me, I just say don't abuse it. Don't abuse the reclass. You got some kids that's 20 years old and they 11th grade. I mean, that don't help nobody. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? Kids got beards like me, and I'm like, come on, my man. Like, you know what I'm saying? But if you need it, if you don't have the grades, or you just need maybe another year where coaches could see you, then reclass.
Right.
I don't think there's no problem with it. I mean, we used to do post grad. I think they still got post grad. But that's what we used to do. Like when you needed another year, you would just do a post-grad year. But I think now, people are doing a reclass. So I'm not against it.
So crazy. I look back, I said to myself, gee, you should have did a post-grad year. I went to Main Central as a senior.
Oh, my God. You talking about Main Central? We played against Karan Butler when I was at Notre Dame Prep. We went to Main Central.
Oh, yeah, a lot, yeah. I come to think about it, I think I was the first guy from New York City to go to Main Central.
That's tough, G. That's tough.
Yeah, 86, 87.
I remember like it was yesterday we played against Karan, and when you say, like I tell people, they be like, BG will tell you if that's a pro. That was a pro.
Oh, he was official. Yes.
Pro. That was the first dude I seen outside of Al Harrington that was 6'8", handle, could shoot threes. Like it was crazy. That was the first time I seen that.
Wow. I'll tell you the first time I seen it. In 1983 in the playoffs, we played against Jeff, and Lloyd was a freshman, and he gave us 29.
Oh my God!
And listen, here's a crazy story. You know who ass he was busting?
Who? He
was busting KRS-One brother Kenny Parker. DJ Kenny Parker was on my team. He was a Division I player. He played at St. Peter's. He went to Lincoln with me. Lloyd was giving him the business. Kenny's going to be on the show, and Kenny's going to tell his story. Trust me, it's the real story.
You got to get Lloyd up here too, man. Lloyd,
let me tell you something.
Yo,
Lloyd is my guy. Lloyd texts me every day. I hear from Lloyd every day. When he wants to get on, I told him, Lloyd, you know where to come. So I'm not even pressuring Lloyd no more. I used to get mad at him and be like, all right, brother, when he's ready, he's going to come.
He's ready. Yeah.
Yeah, he hits me every day.
I seen Lloyd, right? And as I said, again, because I'm from L.E.S, so West 4th was huge to me. I seen Lloyd get 50 in West 4th like it was a joke. Like he got 50 so easy. Like that was the first dude, because my pops used to bring me here to see him, Sherm, all those guys, all those legends, Anthony Mason, rest in peace. I mean, like West Fourth was crazy.
Well, if you came to that West Fourth game where Anthony Mason they played in the championship against the
You was
Homeboys,
playing.
yes.
You
Facts.
part of that. You was part of that crew.
Yes. Facts. So, brother, we've come to that point. Oh wow.
Wow.
Yes. Gotta show you your artwork,
Yo,
fam.
ready?
Wow. I'm framing that, man. Oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Look at the details on that from the beard. He got my beard right.
See, got the beard up, right? Got the beard up, got the beard
He got
up.
my beard right, man.
That's right.
That's when you know
And
you're
that
nice.
jump shot, fam, it's crazy.
That's when you know you're nice.
Look.
Oh,
He got you
man.
talking to the kids, right? Making those points.
Wow. Unbelievable, man. This is a blessing, man. It's a blessing, man. Thank you so much, man.
Oh, man.
I'm humble, man. Thank you so much, man. For real.
Oh, don't worry about it, my brother. Are you in the city?
Yeah, I mean, I live in Jersey, but I'm in the city. I could definitely come by.
Definitely. We could definitely hook up. Make this real quick so you don't have to wait for yours. So we'll definitely hook up soon. Man, I appreciate you, brother. You're a good brother. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
For sure.
Thank you so much.
And let's keep these lines open because whenever you got something new, you know you can always come on and promote it.
Nah, for sure. I thank you, man. I just want to say from my heart, man, you know, appreciate you, man. This was a blessing, man. This was one of the smoothest, man, interviews I had. And I appreciate what you're doing for the culture, man. It doesn't go overlooked. It don't go overseen. And I definitely want to get you in the loop with what we got going on with the academy. Because I know you like to be around the game. And even if you could drop some juice to the kids, man. You have so much information up there. The kids, sometimes they got to hear a different voice. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, man.
Anytime, my brother. All right? Salute to you.
Salute.
Yeah? All right. Awesome interview. Yo, listen. Everybody was telling me about my guy, BG. Even my sponsor, Eric Hicks, right? He was letting me know BG's a good dude, man. People hit me up on my DM. BG's a good dude. Tonight, he showed and proved. Not only that, he overcame obstacles in his life to make him a better person. And I want to salute to his dad for introducing him to the game. Want to appreciate you guys for stopping by. Basketball Heads Live, the official home for New York City basketball.